Hi, welcome to the More Gems Show. I'm Steve Moriarty, your host, and we've got a really great show tonight. A lot of stones that we've cut in our own shop, which is a little different from the past because probably 75% of everything we've got tonight that we've done the cutting on. So, should be an interesting evening. And here with me tonight are Michael, my son, who's in charge of this production. Hello, Mike.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thanks for coming in. I see some people chatting it up over here already. Just, yeah, leave us a comment. Let us know where you guys are coming from, where you're watching from.
And also with us tonight is Jeffrey, who's in charge of our chat. Hi, Jeff.
How are we doing tonight, everybody? Yes, it's a good night to talk about some gems and everything. And as Michael said, if you're joining us, which I guess there's about 60 people that are watching right now, which is awesome. So make sure that, if you're watching on YouTube, log in. We got a lively chat session. Got Drew from Wisconsin. We got Tracy here. We got Max from Texas. We got, I'm not going to even try to say that username, from Nebraska. So let us know where you're from. And,
Hi, Eileen.
Yes, Eileen's
Who's always
here
with us. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I see Ann just said hi. Hey, Ann.
Yep.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
joining in.
Yeah.
Everybody's ready for some cool gems tonight. So we want to dive in how this is done, or we want to talk about anything first? Maybe
We talk about my tough night of no sleeping, which, yeah, I got some naps this afternoon, but it's all about the near future. Was tonight's show, which always is a little stress before the show, and also our upcoming trip, which finally we got tickets for Tanzania. I finally found a deal that was ridiculous, but not as ridiculous as everything else has been in the past. So, for $15,000, we can make it to Tanzania, which is crazy money for flights. But, just finally had to do it. So we're on our way. Sometime we'll be over there in early October, late September, early October. So we're looking forward to that, and so the next month we'll be trying to figure out that trip and get used to the new regulations in Tanzania and all the new way of doing business. So it's like I'm going the first time there. So, but I'll have company.
Yep.
Mike and Jeff will be with me. Couldn't talk the daughter into going, but and of course Nancy, she not her thing. So. But looking forward to the trip. So,
Yeah, it should be exciting.
Yep.
Yeah, Steve has been working at it, looking at flights for I don't know how long, but we always
months,
see him in the morning.
a year.
Looking at it, and then he just like gives up and he goes to start cutting. I'm like, oh, didn't get the flights this week. So,
Yep. Yeah, the
he
right
finally
ticket
did
just
it.
came up. Yeah, which is great. So,
I'm excited to see how Michael handles his first long flight.
yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, it'll be great.
Yep.
Yeah. So it'll be a great trip, and Michael's first trip overseas. Yeah.
Yep. That'll be first trip overseas for sure.
Yeah. Me and Jeffrey have many under our belts, but yeah, Michael's the novice.
Yes. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah. So
Jeff,
Yep.
I'm sure you've seen it too in the chat.
Yep.
Max was asking, there's only 3 gems tonight.
I know, Max. I'm running a little behind getting these gems loaded up. So yes, so there is everybody that's watching for their first time or they've seen it before. Normally, if you go to MoreGems.com, you can see it in that green banner there. You click there and you'll see there's a bunch of messages that tell you where to go to find all the gems. There's usually a lot more than there is right now. I just got to load them up there. So this is where you're going to be able to shop for all the gems that Steve talks about tonight. You can go there. There's going to be the coupon code tonight is FACET. That's also on the screen there, so you can take a look there. That's going to give you 15%
does anybody know how to spell facet?
What? Facet? Yeah.
F-A-C-E-T. So
F-A-C-E-T.
yeah. Whose choice was that, Michael?
Mine.
Okay.
That's what we did all month.
Yes, that's all we did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all I've done all month. And Michael's been busy, cut more than he's ever cut in a month. Yeah. So, and Linda was busy. And so we have more stones tonight than we've ever had.
Yep.
So not only do we have the stones we've cut, I've selected some stones from the past that didn't sell on some of the shows, and just we're making a better offer on them, a higher percentage off, and there's some great stones. So a lot of great things to buy tonight.
Excellent. And if you want to buy them, I would tell you, jump over there, because a lot of people have gotten caught like trying to check out and somebody gets right in front of them. So if you do like something, go in there. Again, you get 15% off that listed price on our website. And you just add that coupon code to the checkout and they'll take 15% off. You can pay with PayPal. You can pay with credit card. We do have financing as well. We also do have layaway, but it's something you got to call about tomorrow, and hopefully the stone isn't gone. We do not hold stones any longer, but we try to offer as many options as possible. So again, and throughout the show, if you got questions, you want to see the stone again, you want Steve to show it on Handy the hand over there, or Hannah. If you want to show like on Steve's neck or anything, if you have other questions, definitely jump in. There's live chat on MoreGems.com, which I'll be managing. And right next to the video or right below it, there is a live chat. Just post your questions. We can, Steve's here to answer, even if it's not dealing with the stone. He's here to educate tonight, and he's going to, be able to answer any questions you have. And you can try to stump him too if you need to.
Stump Steve.
It has happened, yes.
Lastly, if you got friends, watch the show. If there's a stone you like, or you just enjoyed watching us, just hit that little like button. There's 26 likes right now. I see over 80 of you there. So hit that like button, that little thumbs up. That does help us a lot. And if you want to see more shows like this and more educational videos, hit that bell and get those notifications, and then you'll be notified whenever we have new shows or Steve posts some new videos. So hopefully that's covers everything.
Okay, and tonight when you're looking at the stones, there are multiple prices on there. One is listed as what is the? Okay, there. Thanks, Mike. So there's a normal price, and the normal price is figured using the Gem Guide. Gem Guide is a market-driven, independent pricing guide where this company goes around to all the major shows and they price with the wholesale dealers, and they produce this guide. This is produced for the industry, and they break down a wide variety of stones. There's stones, not only ruby, sapphire, emerald. I mean, there's apatites in here, all types of garnets, and they give us a wholesale price and a recommended markup, and that's how we figure that normal price is direct from the pricing in this book. Our sale price is what we price online, and tonight, from 15 to 25% off of the sale price is what the prices will be tonight. So using the coupon code FACET, you get 15% off. And what's the 25% code? 25%.
So
okay.
Yes,
thanks.
yeah. So there's also some hidden gems. So we know that people sneak in and purchase those stones before anybody else, before we even talk about them. So throughout the show, if you stay with us, we're going to be posting some hidden gems, and I think there's a
lot
tonight.
Yeah.
Which Steve and Michael can speak about. But normally there's some hidden gems throughout the show tonight, and there's a special coupon code that you'll be able to use for those. What's the coupon code? Drop 25. Yeah.
You think?
I can't remember it.
Yeah, I think it's at the top of the page. Yes.
Okay.
So
okay,
the stone itself will say hidden gem, and you can use the coupon code drop 25 for 25% off those stones. And I promise you, it's not as confusing as I'm spelling it out to be. So, what's the new thing going on tonight? You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So we've actually, like Steve was saying, we've had some stones that didn't sell in the past. They're like just they're great gems, and
all from previous shows.
Right. And so we've compiled those, and we're going to be doing like a multi hidden gem drop. So 2 times throughout the show, we're going to do this multi gem drop. And once that happens, I think it's each of the multi gem drops, there's going to be 6 or 7 gems that we drop that are going to be 25% off, and Jeffrey will upload those, and then they'll be ready to purchase. So those will be just sporadically throughout the shows, as well as the 5 other hidden gems. So there'll be quite a few that are actually 25% off.
All right.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
All right, so first stone tonight, by popular demand, is unheated Tanzanite. We don't get them often. This is one that in our promotional video I was cutting and hoping that it would be a worthy natural stone. And this one definitely is a worthy natural stone. Most of this material, I can show you, it comes from, I don't know if I can do this from here. So this is a natural piece of rough. You can see the colors in it, but it really, in person, it just looks brown. So it's hard to tell whether this is going to produce a good natural color. Most of them that you cut just come out brown, and there's no beauty to it at all, other than it's a brown gem. Then you heat it and you get this beautiful blue-violet color out of it. So it's only a very, very small percentage that are worthy of keeping natural. Everybody says, oh, keep them all natural. But if you look at most of them, they're just this brown, looks like a smoky topaz, maybe with a little bit of color in it. So it's only the rare stone like this one, that we get maybe one a show, and probably not even that many. We get one every 2 or 3 shows that's worthy of keeping natural. And this one definitely is one of those stones that it should not be heated. So this one weighs 6.51 carats. The normal price is $71.60. The sale price is $4,400, and with the 15% off, it's $37.40. So it comes out to $575 a carat. But this is a beautiful Trilliant. I cut it a little different. The pavilion, really simple, basic, the most basic, brilliant cut possible. Put 3 rows of steps on the top. I hoped it would come out good, and it really, really worked. Sometimes simple is best, and in this case, simple was best. I could have done 5 times the amount of facets on this, and it wouldn't have been a better stone. So it was good to see that this actually worked. I haven't done this simple of a Trilliant in the past, but this one really, really works. So, and the advantage of it, you can take a shallower piece of rough. As soon as you add extra layers of facets, you have to have a deeper piece of rough. So this is cut as shallow as you can get it, which is a benefit when you go to set it. It will set lower in a ring, so it doesn't have to set up as high. So you get a big look for not a whole lot of depth. So what you're paying for, you like a good spready stone, because deep cuts don't give you that big look. Sometimes they give you a great brilliance, but to get a cut this shallow and still have that kind of brilliance is a benefit when it's set. Give you an idea of the size of the stone.
And these gems, yeah, these unheated ones, they sell, pretty well for us. So that's why we decided to.
Have we ever had one that didn't sell?
No, yeah. So that's why we decided to put this one out there first, so we can, talk about it, show it a little bit before it does sell, if it does sell tonight. So. And
we have a lot of naturals tonight. They're not natural this color. We have some greens and some different colors. This is the only one that's a truly natural. This is called diesel color. If you look in a can of diesel fuel, when you look down in there at that silver reflective bottom, you get this blue-brown look, and that's why they call, most of the rough is called diesel. Some of the rough in natural is naturally blue, as is the case with this one. So this one wouldn't be called diesel, of course. But that's a natural blue Tanzanite, so it won't require heating once cut. All right, there's our natural Tanzanite. And up next is another Tanzanite. This is a Tanzanite, had some issues, so I recut the whole stone. I don't remember what the issues were. There were some chips, and it just wasn't as well cut as I'd like it. And recut it, and it really came out to be a beautiful stone, just fully brilliant. The I would recut a lot more stones, but the problem is you typically lose 25 to 30% of the weight. So this one, I don't think I lost quite that much because it was basically the shape it was, but probably still 15 to 20% weight loss. But the benefit is just a remarkably brilliant stone, which in these smaller stones that are cut in India and in Tanzania, they're typically not cut as well, so you don't get the life and sparkle out of them like you do see in this stone.
So did you just recut the crown on this one?
No, this one's completely recut.
It's a pretty neat cut. The picture just shows how it's broken apart really nicely.
Yeah, it really worked. I was really happy with it. And again, I try recutting, but most times it doesn't work. It increases your cost so much that it's hard to make it work with what the price of Tanzanite is. You can get a little more for a well-cut stone, but there's a limit to how much that people are going to pay for a finely cut stone. Probably shouldn't be, because cutting is, in my eye, everything in a stone. But unfortunately, it's hard to buy Tanzanite rough, so you don't get the chance to cut it very often. But really nice stone. Weighs a carat 82. This quality rating of this stone is a 950 out of 1,000. The quality ratings we do take in the cut, the clarity, and the color. So those are 3 factors that go into it, and we rate them on a 0 to 1,000 and add up the 3 and divide by 3, and it gives us this number. So a 950 is a very high rating, so it has really great color, high clarity, and really well cut stone. This one is, I don't know, this one's more blue, I think.
Yeah, it's 85% blue, 15%
is.
violet is what you rated it.
Okay, thanks. So the normal price on this, $1,550. Our sale price of $890. And with the 15% off, it's $756. So it's $415 a carat. So our recutting really kept us well within the range of what a stone of this size is worth.
Show it on that hand.
Oh, show it on hand, yeah. I'm not sure what your little signals mean sometimes. You can just yell at me. Just show it on hand. So I'll give you an idea. Still make a really nice ring size. No.
And we didn't really talk about that people can. Do we talk about just our custom jewelry design for all the new people? Maybe. Yeah, maybe explain that, Steve, how that works.
All right, so if you buy a stone and you want us to manufacture a mounting, you can either, it helps to have some idea of what you would like to do, pendant, ring, earrings, and if you have pictures of things that you like to give us some idea, Chris, our nephew, he can produce a CAD design for that stone specifically and send you pictures, which will be very accurate as far as what you will finally get. If you like it, we'll give you a quote. And if that works for you, we'll manufacture the piece. Typically, it's 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes longer, sometimes quicker. And you can see the wax if you want. We'll send you renders of the piece. If you need to see the wax, we can send you a wax, usually from the renders, which are really accurate. Once you see it in the render, there's no real surprises. because it pretty much comes out exactly as what the render shows. So we'll get you that price, you approve it, and we'll put the piece together. Next stone. Blue topaz I didn't used to cut, but, partly because it's really inexpensive and you can't cut a small stone and make it worth spending 4, 5, 6 hours cutting a stone. But lately, if I cut a big enough one and it's a great enough piece of rough, I find that it sells and I can make some money on it. A stone this size, again, it's 4 hours, probably 5 hours sometimes. So you got to figure that into what the selling price can be. Typically we'll be on the higher end of what blue topaz is just because of that time. But when you look at a stone like this, you go, man, the cutting is really worth the extra money, because this one really came out great. This is what used to be called Swiss blue. They've come up with a little different term of super blue, just because these are typically a little bit more vivid of a blue than what Swiss blue usually is. I'm not sure if there's a difference in the treatment to get the color that these are. And when you see it in person, it's even a more striking blue color than what you see here.
And that's pretty striking.
Yeah. But there's just a little more pizzazz to it for sure. And this cut really worked out well. Again, it's a step cut, but I don't know what other cut I could have done to get more brilliance out of a stone than this has. Fuzzy off it. So this one weighs 20.11 carats, and this typically is kind of the minimum size I can cut and really make it worthwhile. The stone price is $1,010. Our price online is $790. And with the 15% off, it's $671. So $33 a carat. Big ring. Great pendant. So the treatment for these is an irradiation process, which it is for all blue topaz. This particular color is cyclotron. So it's a linear accelerator treatment, whereas for London blue, it's in an atomic pile. There is generally no residual radiation in this style. The atomic pile treated material, they have to put it in a safe for 6 months, and then the residual radiation goes away. But this super blue and Swiss blues, that type of treatment leaves no residual radiation or very, very short term.
See if somebody wants to see that on your neck.
Show a little neck here. So great pendant, just because it just has so much brilliance. All right, up next. First hidden gem. All right.
So Jeffrey's working on getting that up there.
All right, so For all the newbies and the people that may have forgotten from last month, if you go to that page on MoreGems.com where all the stones are, just refresh and the hidden gems should pop right up.
So this one I didn't cut. I bought it cut, but I pretty much repolished about 2/3 of the stone. You know, when I bought it, I knew it wasn't polished right, had a lot of scratches in it, but the color was in a peridot, the color really doesn't get any better. You know, there's some blue that you're not totally seeing in this video, but this is the color that I would buy anytime. It's just a remarkable material that only comes from Pakistan. You know, the picture online is probably a little more accurate for the color. You know, this is showing more yellow than it's actually in the stone, but this is the color peridot should be. So it was worth spending an hour. I probably spent an hour repolishing many of the facets. It was really well cut stone. The pattern that they cut is really good, but you know, the quality of the polish, which is so often the case from stones cut overseas, their polish is typically pretty poor. You know, but now the stone is right and it sparkles and just fully brilliant stone. This weighs 4.70 carats. Normal price of $2,350. $1,175 is our price online. And with the 15% off or 25% off, it's $881. Excuse me. So $187 a carat.
And let's not forget, if anybody has an August birthday, Peridot is the August birthstone.
Yes.
I think I mentioned this before that I always just thought peridot was ugly, but until I started seeing the ones that you have, you kind of everybody's like, "Oh, it's a ugly olive green," but God, some of the stuff you have is just
Well, for the first 20 years of my business, that's all I heard. I hate my birthstone, peridot. I hate my birthstone. You know, then stuff started coming out of Pakistan in the 1990s, and that I hate my birthstone came from, oh, but that's nice. Yeah, so it really was a change in the quality. You know, the material that we were used to mostly came from Arizona, and there are some nice stones from Arizona, but most of it is yellowish, you know, which gives it a muddy looking green, you know, but the Pakistan material just changed the whole business of peridot. It went from one of my least favorites to one of my favorites. I love cutting peridot just because it just is so much better than all the other sources. I say that Burma produces some nice stones, but we see very little out of Burma, you know, but Pakistan has been the source for the last 20 years. And, you know, it is much more limited than it used to be, but still available. It's still coming through. You know, this material comes from 11,000 feet up in the Himalayas, which is usually snowed in, so they get very little time mining, and so the production is limited. But we still are getting some great stones, and you'll see several of them tonight, and in some of the extra drops we have, there are several peridot, and we kind of focused on it just because, as Mike said, you know, it is the birthstone of the month, and you know, hopefully there's some of you out there with a birthstone in August, or a significant other that her birthstone is in August, or his. Yeah.
You want to show that on the hand?
Yep. Keep forgetting about my hand. Yep.
And it looks like somebody's having an issue out there, maybe on the video. I don't know if it's on your end, but if anybody else has any issues with audio or anything weird happening, just let us know. I'll try and figure that out. I think it's
never Dana.
Yeah.
Oh, I get Dana a little cat in a letterbox icon. My fault, Dana.
Wrong Dana?
My sister.
Yeah, my daughter is Dana, and hopefully she's out there watching, as well as my wife. We're trying to get both of them to show up here, and Dana's kind of agreed to it. I'm not sure my wife has, but she's behind the scenes, and I have to thank her for all the things she does, which we would not be successful without her. She handles all the little things that I can't do, as well as the bookkeeping, which I also can't do. So she keeps us in business. And Dana, I don't know what you do. Won't go on a trip with us, but she has agreed to come on the show, and we'll get her on because she's a lovely lady, and we'd love to have her work with us a little bit. All right, next stone is some of my favorites. A garnet. This is an Umbalite. What do you got to say for yourself, Michael?
Well, I cut the stone. Steve set up the rough for me. He did a little pre-forming, just kind of formed the girdle outline, and yeah, no, this one went pretty well. I, cut the table a little large, but I think it was appropriate for it, and I was pretty happy with it. I think it looked really nice, the brilliance to it, the color, and everything. So yeah, it went pretty well for me.
I mean, you do high precision cutting. I'm a good cutter, and I can cut perfectly, but sometimes I'm beyond perfect because perfect takes so much time. And Michael takes all that extra time because he's new and he really wants to be perfect, and I want to be perfect too. And not that my stones aren't near perfect, but Michael, if you look at these, the facet meets are just amazing, and he really does a great job. We're going to try and pick up his speed a little bit, and sometimes that comes at a little bit of sacrifice of perfection. But everything you're going to see tonight is really remarkably cut, particularly considering the nature of the entire business and what cutting is like out there. But Michael spends the extra time and really does a really perfect job of cutting. He could enter these into a contest, and there'd be no deduction for facet meets or polish. He just really does a great job. And it's partly the help of the machines too. We use very high precision machines. We use the Ultratech V5s, and when it comes to being able to produce perfection, these machines are totally capable of it. So in the hands of a good cutter with a good machine, you get cuts that look like this. So it's really, really great stone, and hopefully we'll see Michael cutting a lot more. He's got 3 stones in the show tonight, and this is really a good example of high precision cutting. This one weighs 401. It's an Umbalite garnet. Umbalite is a type of Rhodolite, basically, but lighter, richer color. Again, video is more accurate for the color, but you can see the brilliance the stone has. So it weighs 4.01 carat, the normal price of $1,524. $795 is our price online. And with the 15% off, we are at $675. It's $168 a carat. Now, Rhodolite, this pricing guide, the gem guide, Rhodolite is one of the stones that got the increased price in this book. What they saw in the market, that the price has gone up. And my guess, the reasoning for that is the quantity of material that's been available for the last probably couple of years has produced a greater market, because we need a quantity of material to create demand. And I would bet that's what's happened, because I've been buying it because I know this material it's available now, but I know what it's been like in the past, and it's been very limited availability. So you buy all you can while it's available. And because exactly what's happened, the price goes up because demand goes up, and eventually the availability of the material drops off. So I see we had a sale.
Yep.
What was it there, Jeff?
Michael Stone.
Michael Stone. All right.
Sweet.
Carol
Yeah.
picked up the Umbalite.
Okay, it's a cool stone.
Yeah,
We didn't even
awesome.
show it on the hand, but you can see what it's a nice size for ring, pendant, pretty much anything.
Thank you, Carol.
Yeah, it's a
I
beauty.
hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up here. We got one more. We're coming in. So that really cool color Peridot just sold as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
That sold to Colin.
All right,
Coming
Colin.
from Canada.
Yeah, you'll love it. It's really, really good stone. It was good before I touched it up, and it's even better now. Yeah, because their cutting was really good to start with. That's why I bought it. I could see the cutting was right, and I look at stones like that. I go, geez, do I want to put 1 to 2 hours into a stone? But I couldn't pass the color, and you'll see when you get it. It's really remarkable color. Both those stones, the Umbalite. It's the best material that's been coming out in many, many years. Umbalite is, the name comes from the Umba Valley. This kind of color was first to come out of Umba Valley. We've seen it out of a few other sources, including Mahenge, and seen a little material out of Malawi also. So it's a different color than rhodolite. That's why they threw the Umbalite name on it. But basically, it's a rhodolite garnet, just a special rhodolite. All right, what's next? All right, here's an unusual stone that I don't know exactly what to call it. I called it a fancy, didn't I?
Yes, I can write that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the color? If I look at it, it's got blue and purple in it, which is Tanzanite. But this color is a color that I can't say I've ever seen. So to me, that's fancy, but basically it's blue and purple, like most Tanzanites. So it's a 3.92 carat. As you can see, there is a veil in it. Much more visible in the videos, as I've always said. The videos, you can't hide anything. But in person, it's very difficult to see this inclusion. But the cut came out great. The color is unique. Again, I've never owned a Tanzanite of this color. It's a Barian style emerald cut. It's a nice brilliance. Cool color, different lights, just like many Tanzanites. They'll change more blue or more violet depending on the light. So this one weighs 3.92 carat, appraised value of $3,530. $1,860 is our price online, and with the 15% off, it is $1,581, $403 a carat. So this is natural color, no treatment involved yet. I'm not sure what would happen if we did heat it. Yeah, I don't know.
People aren't going to like that, Steve.
If we heated it. Yeah.
People don't like the
Yeah,
heating. I'm waiting for Eileen.
95% of it is heated. And it's always the option. If it doesn't sell, we heat it and see what the color is, and you got a second chance at selling it. So that's why we leave them natural as long as we can till we decide it's not a saleable color for one reason or another. I don't think that's going to be the case with this stone, but it is always the option, because this definitely has some color in it that can be heated out. But never having had this color, I don't know what it would heat to. You know, it's always fun to heat Tanzanites, actually. You know, because you get to see such a change, and most often the color that you start with is not desirable color, so just naturally heat it. So, but this is a pretty color, and it's not something we're likely going to ever heat. Yeah.
I was been chatting with people, but Christopher, he's taking his family up to the Herkimer Diamond Mine in upstate New York. He's 2 months away from getting his first fasting machine. Did you talk about the fasting machine you use at all yet?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh,
the Ultratech V5.
Okay. Sorry.
Where were you?
In chat.
Oh, okay.
All
okay.
right, so.
Yeah, which is what we recommend, and I've sold many of them. And if I sell them and you let them know that you bought it because of me, they do commission me, and I do send you a nice piece of rough to cut because of it. Once you get your machine, just let me know you got it, and once they commission me, I'll send you out something that you're going to like to cut. But it is the right machine to buy. Currently there's no other machine on the market that I think competes with this. Like I've said many times, all the other machines I own, the companies are out of business. Whereas Ultratech is a company that is multifaceted. What is that?
That was pretty good. Is it a pun?
Is it a pun? Maybe.
Not quite.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know what
Play
it
on
is.
words.
Yeah, it's play on words for sure. So they're multifaceted because the faceting machines are a secondary part of their business. I'm sure it's a small percentage of their profit, but they make scientific equipment. So they know how to make a quality piece of equipment, and they're going to be around. They've been around for 55 years, and they're just going to be around hopefully forever because, they're not reliant on faceting machines because there's not enough faceting machines sold to maintain a business. And we've seen it for at least 3 of the machines that I own. All those companies went out of business. So, this is a machine to buy. It's not the cheapest machine on the market, but it is the best machine available. So, and the best comes out to mean you're gonna cut better. Particularly that beginner. You try on a cheap piece of equipment, and it's going to become all you. You are what determines what you get out of the machine. Whereas with this machine, you can be a beginner and still cut a great stone. The machine is very, very helpful and will help you cut your first stone to be a great stone. So it's my pitch.
Good pitch.
Is that what you wanted, Jeff? Yeah. Okay. All right. So in this faceting machine, right now I think they're mid $5,000. But to get into a business, it's a cheap business to start. And you can make money at this business. If you can get quick enough, and there is definitely money to be made, and you can find material that you can make money on. I recommend that, if it's something that you think is up your alley, it's a unique business. And when you're done, it's like being an artist. You have something that you get to look at and you just admire it, because there's nothing like taking a stone off the top and looking what you've created and then actually making money off it. What more could be best? You could be an artist, you could make paintings, and you got to sell them, which is not easy. There's a market for it. There's a market value, and it is something that you can make a business out of. It's not for everybody, but it's worthwhile. And the other good point is right now, used faceting equipment is selling for almost what new is. So your risk is limited. You know, if you have to sell it later, that 5,500 is going to be 4,500 at least. You know, if you haven't beat it up, it's just going to bring very, very good money. You know, some of the machines I bought in the past, I can make 4 times what I have invested in them. So that's just the state of there's so little used equipment out there that you can sell used equipment easily.
I saw just in the chat somebody mentioned that I don't know. They said that the White House admin made incandescent and halogen lights illegal to sell this week. Had you heard that?
The
The White House, yeah.
made incandescent.
And halogen lights illegal to sell. That's what somebody had just commented.
I don't.
I'll have to look into that.
I mean, because they were going after the stoves for a while, and depending on
Yeah, we need AI to check whether that's true or not. Or so.
AI.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that. Thanks for.
Well,
sharing.
you know, they've been trying to move it out of. I not sure. Do you make something illegal?
incandescent light bulb ban,
Incandescent light bulb ban.
enforcing a nationwide light bulb ban, igniting backlash. Okay, so I don't know if it went through or.
Well, time will tell. You know, LED is getting remarkably good. You know, I worried about LED and what it would do for gemstones, and we're finding that, man, LED sometimes is way too good, but if it becomes the standard, it's good for gems. You know, because we look at some gems and we got to dumb them down so much because sometimes these LEDs, particularly the multi LEDs that have 30, 40 bulbs in them, they just make some gems just go crazy. You know, it's unreal. So, you know, I look at that and I wonder whether it's right, but hey, if that becomes the standard lighting, that's what it is. And it's good for gems for sure.
It's crazy. Times are changing.
Times are changing. Okay, let's change the stone. Up next. Okay, this is our first multi-stone drop.
So this is the multi-gem drop here. Steve, you want to explain it, or you want me to go ahead with it?
Go ahead, Mike.
So these are some stones from the past. Actually, in here, there's one stone I know that we haven't listed, which is that we've had similars, that watermelon tourmaline slice.
Oh, okay.
But the others, I think, have been on previous shows. So these 7 stones here are going to be listed shortly.
1 minute.
Jeffrey's working on getting all those listed, but they're all going to be 25% off. In the past shows, they've only been 15% off, but we're going to try and move them tonight and give you a little bit of extra discount here. So they're lowest price that they've ever been. So as they get uploaded, be sure to refresh the page, and you'll be the first ones to get these at 25 off.
Yep, most of these stones were on the shows for 15 off. And for one reason or another, it wasn't because they weren't great stones, but they didn't sell. And so we're going to try and move them here. You know, part of the incentive is we've got a trip coming up, and I need to create some dollars for that trip.
So you want to tell them what those stones are?
Sure.
Just real quick, just briefly
Okay.
mention them. We won't go through each one, but you can look online and check
Okay,
out
from the
full
corner,
details.
you know, it's an opal. I don't have the weight on it, but it's probably close to 20 karat, and just remarkable colors, just amazing. There's a blue zircon, the oval. It is as intense a blue as Cambodia produces. There's a Trilliant cut blue zircon from Malawi, which Malawi is a new source that's producing great zircons. Round pink tourmaline I cut. That's a beautiful pink. Purple garnet, which these days is getting tougher and tougher to get. Really fine amethyst, just a very high quality blue stone. and the tourmaline slice, which the outer rim of this tourmaline, which is often damaged, this one's really perfect. So it's a really great slice.
And just to jump in here, Alyssa Johnson, you just asked, how do you purchase? So if you go to MoreGems.com, so visit our website, MoreGems.com, and then you go to the top of the page, or there's a big picture banner. You can click on either of those, and it'll show all the stones that we're showing tonight. And for these special gems, the hidden gems they're called, you can use coupon code DROP25 and you'll get 25% off the listed price. So basically, you just go to our website, click that link, and then you'll see all the show stones shown.
Which is only good for the hidden gems, the 25 off. 15 off on everything else tonight.
All right.
Are we up there?
We're all there.
We're up and running. Okay, they're all available.
They're all good, Jeff?
They are up there.
Okay. And as we said, this is not something we normally do during these shows. Have these extra 25 off stones, but it's a special night. So, and up next is this Trilliant cut Tanzanite. This Tanzanite is truly amazing. Has everything, probably including red flash.
It's got red flash, Jeffrey.
Flash. In trouble for adding red flash to stones.
And we say that because we don't talk about it other than on these shows, just because once you start talking about red flash, everybody wants red flash, and such a low percentage of the stones have red flash that it's just kind of a negative when if you promote it, and then that's all people want. But this one has it, and it's just a remarkable color. Weighs 4.97 carat. The rating on this stone is a 953 out of 1,000, which is a very high rating. It's 45% blue, 55% violet. So a real nice mix of the two colors, which to me are the best stones, the ones that are more of a even mix. Some people push that they only want blue stones, but blue's not what made Tanzanite what it is. It's blue violet is what most of the stones are, and that's what we know Tanzanite as, is a blue violet stone, and not just a blue stone. Originally blue, they wanted to think it was a sapphire, so they were looking for the blue stones, but blue violet is what makes Tanzanite special. And this really is a great stone. Our lighting tonight shows this a little lighter than what it is, but this is really the top color. Color rating, I'm sure this one was in the 970s or somewhere like that. I didn't cut the stones, so that affects the quality quite a bit. It's mostly the negative in this stone, although it's really well cut. That's why you can still get a 950 or above. So great stone. $54.50 is the normal price on it. $31.35 is our price online. And with the 15% off, the stone is $2,664 or $536 a carat. Just a really well cut, brilliant Trilliant.
Put on that hand.
Yeah, show it on the hand. Brilliant Trilliant. It's one of those nights.
Brilliant Trilliant.
Come on. So good ring size, good pendant size. This one goes anywhere. All right, next stone there, Mike.
Before we go on to there,
Sure.
Somebody just said the hand could be Palmala.
Hmm.
It's not bad.
That's
For
good.
those of you guys who joined us, we had a kind
I
of
like
a
Palmala.
big discussion a few shows back about what to name the hand. But one question was this was from Kathleen. Kathleen. I think it's Kathleen Upton.
Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen.
The fancy light blue violet Tanzanite. She just mentioned, because I know sometimes with different screens, she said the picture on the website was more like in the violet lilac color, but in the show tonight it looked a little bit more diesel. Is it closer to the color on the website, or?
I guess the diesel confused me. Diesel says brown, and there is no brown in it.
Okay.
It is typically more violet. And in daylight, you get a little blue added to it.
Okay.
And
all right.
Other than that, I just finished that stone. That stone was this morning. So I don't know it real well, but I looked at it as violet, much more violet, mostly violet as I see it.
Okay.
But if, like I say, you get in daylight and the blue component comes into it. So.
And JDH Studios, they complimented you. He says, hope to facet as good as you someday. I actually just created a facet design that I named after you, Steve, that I did in yellow Ethiopian opal.
Ah, cool.
That's when I mentioned it's Jeremy. He used to come in here.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Hi, Jeremy. Yes.
He sent over the video and took a look at it.
Well, if you cut as well as you draw, you'll be an amazing cutter. That's what I'm thinking about, right? Yes. Yeah, love to see more of your artwork. You are pretty incredible.
And can we see that fancy lilac Tanzanite again?
Sure. I'm not very organized here. I'll have to find out where it's at. There it is.
Anybody, you have any questions about previous stones or questions on color about something we didn't answer, definitely ask us. And for those that are joining right now or new to the show,
so that is showing it much more blue. I'd look at an incandescent, but they're bands, so. Let me look at it differently. I don't know. It's blue violet, whatever the hell that color is. Yeah, it definitely has both in it, and that's why we called it fancy, I guess. It's not purple, and it's not blue. It's yeah.
As I told you, we do actually, if you purchase any stones tonight or anytime, you do have a 30-day money back. So if it's a color that you didn't like, you can return it. But
yeah, as I said here, it's more blue than I remember it. I just remember it being more violet.
Okay,
is how I remember the stone from this morning. So definitely a color changer in different lights, as Tanzanite always is. So, and if it's around, I'll look at it more tomorrow in daylight, and I can give you a better idea of what the color is if you want to call tomorrow. Like I say, it came off the dop this morning, just finished it yesterday, and first time I saw it was this morning. So was I supposed to show that? Did I show it?
Yeah, you showed it.
Okay.
And then, sorry, another question. Jacqueline wants to know, I believe she's talking about this Trilliant cut Tanzanite that's here right now. She said this wasn't one you cut, correct?
No.
She just wanted to know, would you still consider it like a top cut?
Well, to get a 950 plus, it has to be a top cut. For overseas cutting, it's as good a grade as I could give overseas cutting. You know, so it's really well cut. It's as good of cutting from out of the country as I see.
All right.
You know, so you'll have no concern about the quality of the cutting for sure. You know, when it comes to Tanzanite that I didn't cut, it's as good as I see. You know, because it's you know, things that are over a 950 are stones that typically the cutting is the only negative. As you can see, the facet meats aren't perfect. You know, the polish is not perfect, but for this type of cutting, it's really, really well cut, and it's brilliant, and you know, the cut works, the cut is right, but the cut's just not perfect. So, and if you look at the picture closely, you'll see some of the issues. You know, I deduct for facet meats, but more polish is where I give stronger deductions. I've always said facet meats are secondary. Polish is the most important.
Yep, he tells me that all the time.
Yep.
So I
But
try and put
Michael's
good
doing
polish on the
both,
stone.
so we'll get him over that, because you can't spend 6-7 hours and make any money. So you do have to sacrifice a little. And the sacrifice is because when you run into an issue, you know, you have to work around that issue. And unless you're going to recut the whole stone, you can't make it perfect, because you've got to do some alterations of facets to take in these issues which always occur. So you have to sacrifice a little on facet meats, you know, because once you have an issue, and to get that polish right again, you know, you either have to recut the whole thing or just work on making things as good as you can make them, and getting the polish right, you know. So there's some things that you have to you just can't be perfect all the time, you know. But if you polish it right and the facets are in the right place and they just don't meet perfectly, that's acceptable to me. So we'd like perfect, and you know, many times they come out perfect, but you know, not all the time. So, and unless you want to spend an extra $300-400 on that same stone to get it perfect, you know, and then you can spend the time to make things perfect. But you know, there's a limit to how much time you can spend with what a stone is worth. But you'll find our stones are mostly pretty near perfect. All right, this is the next one. They tell me to shut up.
Hidden gem.
All right, hidden gem. Okay, this is a cool stone.
Jeffrey's uploading this hidden gem now. He's
This is
surprised.
a Morganite. You know, this is last show we saw something remarkably similar, and mainly because they came from the same piece of rough, cut in the same direction, and the shape of the rough just tapered, and we had two stones that ended up pretty much identical, except this one was smaller. Last week we had a 36, almost 37 carat stone that looked pretty much just like this. Because it was the top half of this rough, I cut it in half, and the bottom half was a smaller stone, and cut this 14 carat 74. The other stone was somewhere 27 carats, which is this one right here. This was on last week's show. And remarkably, the smaller stone has as good or better color than the bigger stone, which is not the typical, but it's just how it worked out with this stone. You know. So this is a 14.74 carat Morganite, comes from Mozambique. Just a beautiful peach color. Appraised price of $8,845. Morganite is a beryl, so it's the same as aquamarine and emerald, goshenite, hessonite, all the same gem, you know. So sale price on this $35.40, and with the 25% off, not hessonite. Did I say hessonite? It's Morganite. It's $2,655 or $180 a carat. This color is right. Morganite, you know, it's nice. Keep looking at the stone. It wasn't clean when I took the video, apparently, because this is a clean stone and does it? Yeah, it's wasn't wiped off good, but so just the right color, the peach color that people want more than the pink. I've got some great pinks, but the peach is really what's sold better in Morganites. And this depth of color is about as deep as you get in Morganite. You know, just really, really great stone. Happy with it.
Show it on that finger.
Get this finger in place. It's a nice size stone, particularly pendant. Just beautiful color. And here's the last week's stone. And if you're interested in both of them, you know, you can call me and we'll make a deal that is right on the two stones. This one's a little bit fatter cut. You know, this rough tapered quite a bit, and I say I sliced it in half and got two stones. Same cuts, both stepped, pear shapes. So that stone's from last week. I don't know, was it? It was probably 15 off. Yeah. But I'll do the best I can. If you're interested in both stones, we'll do 25 off both stones. But this won't be on, it won't be available anymore. So just call or let me know now, and we would hold it for you. But makes quite a set. Pendant and ring would be remarkable. 26 carat, and it was 65.70, so that's so it's about 4,900. So probably a similar price. Yeah, 180 something a carat. Which for Morganites like this, you know, that's just a really good price for really as good a Morganite as exists, in my opinion. Okay, what's next there, Mike? All right, this one Linda just finished this morning. This is material that comes out of Uruguay. Used to be readily available. No, it's very limited availability. I don't know what happened to it, but we thought it was going to be around forever, but not the case. This is material, this color I saw back in the 1980s, and then it was 20 years at least before I saw it again. It just went out of existence. This material comes from amethyst that will heat to turn to this color. So apparently there's not much material that actually heats and creates this deep orange color. I think the picture is a little bit too pinky orange. This one's they're pretty much straight orange, But just that color is accurate. So this is a Portuguese round, weighs 14.78 carats. Cut by Linda Thierry. Good job, Linda. Nice meats, really nice polish. I tell you, she's come a long way. It's her favorite cut to do. And I have her cutting another citrine, a unique color, deep, almost red color. So we'll see how that looks next week. But this is a really nice stone. Praise value of $1,070. Online price of $690. And with the 15% off, it's $518 or $35 a carat. Nice size stone. Maybe a better pendant than a ring, because this cut is deep. So if you make it into a ring, it does set up quite a bit. But as a pendant, it's no issue.
We've made a few nice citrine pendants with just a sweet gallery and diamonds around, and it's just it turns out really nice.
Oh, these colors. I mean, the only other thing, people look at this, they go, is that a spessartite? Thinking that's just way too huge to be a spessartite, which of course it is. But it's the color of what we'd like as a really top quality spessartite. And the spessartite would be $10,000 or some crazy price. But that's really, it has the brilliance, even though it's a quartz, which typically is not the most brilliant. But when you cut it in this cut with the quality of cutting this has, you get an extremely brilliant stone. So yeah, I gave the price $35 a carat. So great stone. Next up. And it's our next hidden gem.
Hidden gem, Jeffrey.
Another one. You guys are killing me with hidden gems.
Yeah. We should have called this the Hidden Gem Show, I think.
It is
Gem
the
show.
hidden gem.
Just have every stone hidden.
Yeah, just don't show any of them. Good luck finding them.
Yes.
So this stone's really remarkable. Just the size, to get a peridot this size with this kind of clarity, is just very, very unusual. This is another one of those stones that the spread of the stone is like a 20 carat stone, because there's no extra in the bottom of it. The pavilion of the stone is cut as shallow as you can cut it and still be fully brilliant. So there's a lot to be said for this stone. Top color, high clarity, because peridot usually is not really clean. But this stone, it's a VS2 clarity, which is as good as you can expect out of peridot, meaning it's very, very small inclusion, which in the video you should be able to find it. I'm not exactly sure what gave it its grade, but it's just a beautiful peridot in a large size.
And I want to know what the chat thinks. What does everybody think about peridot out there? I feel like it's a love it or hate it gem. Me personally, like my dad and my brother, I love it. I love the crystals. I love the color, just everything about it. But I'm curious to find out what others think. So, if you're on the chat, let us know. Let me know.
I just started a poll. So there's a poll
Okay.
up there. Let's see
Right.
it. Peridot, love it, hate it.
Perfect. Love it. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, got some Lovets.
And this is a great one, and keep in mind, the picture online is more accurate. It's not as yellow as what this camera is showing. You got to keep in mind we cannot change the settings on the camera when we're taking pictures in the studio. We have time to set the settings to get the color as accurate as possible. Greens are always difficult, but the picture that's shown online is really more accurate for the color of this stone. But the brilliance is remarkable. The size is remarkable. Really a great Peridot.
20 votes, 100% love it.
All right.
You put the Peridot on the hand, on Hannah.
On Palmala.
Palmala?
Palmala.
Palmala?
Pamela Handley.
Can't quite get her in the right place. So it's a big one. I say it faces really big. Oh, we have a sale.
Yes, Mark from Maryland picked up the Portuguese cut citrine.
All right.
Beautiful
Sweet.
stone. I love
Thanks,
that
Mark.
Portuguese cut.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Linda, for cutting it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful gem for sure.
Yep. Yeah, and I have multiple places I have rough. I don't have too much rough. My wife thinks I have too much rough, but you never can have too much rough. It's like money in the bank. But I was just going through a box I have. I set up some drawers, little plastic drawers with rough years ago. And I have new places to put rough now that I go to. And I just happened to open this drawer, and God, there's a drawer full of this citrine. And I haven't seen citrine at the shows for how many years it's been, Mike?
Maybe 4, 5.
Yeah, and haven't seen any citrine, and before that it was just available in quantity. But anyway, I opened this drawer and here's 10 pieces of this bright orange rough and the one dark red one that Linda's cutting now. But it was kind of a surprise, a pleasant surprise. So we haven't had one on the show for quite some time, and glad I ran across it. Did I finish this down?
I think so.
I price it out? I probably didn't. So this stone, $94.25 is the appraised price, $59.40 price online. 25 off is $44.55 or $307 a carat. Just getting Peridot of this size is difficult. I have cut them to 77 carat. I cut one, but that was back when Peridot was readily available. And I've talked about the first time I saw it, it was just, by the kilos it was available.
Size of basketballs.
Size of your fist. I saw one piece size of my fist, and my buddy first comment was, "Oh, it's not real," because this stuff was brand new that year, and the Pakistanis were in with it, and they just had, they had 100 kilos of it, which changed quickly. It's lasted 30 some years and still producing, but the quantity that's available now is much, it's a fraction, a millifraction or whatever of what it was. But it's still coming out, and we have a really, really good source from Pakistan that's been supplying us great goods like this stone. All right, moving on. Okay, probably my favorite stone of the show anyway. One of my favorite stones ever. I've been working a long time to cut a good mixed Tanzanite. I cut one once that was 322 carat, really cool stone, but it mixed so much that it almost just looked brown and with purple flashes here and there, and yellowish flashes here and there. But never did I get this kind of separation in the cut. This was a particular piece of rough that I'd looked for years, where the zoning kind of hit the center, and you had major areas where that hit the center of violet and the yellow. Both came to the center, so you could get this kind of split in the color, which in this stone is just blows me away. This is like the ultimate bicolor stone. These are usually cut in emerald cuts and split the color 50-50. But to get this mix is just crazy. This is one that's got deep enough color. I should lighten the screen up, but anyway, yeah. I don't know.
If I can cut in here. I just so happened to be on Instagram looking, and man, Michael, you took the stone outside.
Oh yeah,
and that was.
Oh yeah, that's.
If you're not, I'm gonna post a link to our Instagram channel. If you're not following us there, you can see some of these amazing stones and like different lights and a lot of other things. I'm gonna post them in the chat here. But wow, outside it's just holy mackerel! Is that just amazing?
Yeah, as I told Mike, it did good in the studio, but what he did outside with it was remarkable. Where we were setting up today, we were setting up with this stone, and it just showed up dark. So I lightened the settings on the camera, but Tanzanites, it just made them so light that I had to put the settings back. But this stone shows more accurately like what you see pictured and what you'll see in that Instagram video that Mike did outside. It really is a remarkable gem, and I'll be looking hard for something that comes close to the piece of rough that I had that made this. But took me years to find that piece of rough, because the way the color mixes in this gem doesn't generally suit to cut a stone that works as well as this one does.
A morning show and do it from outside with some of these
Yeah,
stones.
yeah.
That was just crazy.
Well, so you get it. Some of these gems, when you get them not in direct sunlight, but like just outside of it, like if you're under a shaded tree or something like that, that's when a lot of gems look not necessarily always their best, but they do look great. They have a different look to them. It's a little bit, I don't know, more subtle and not so much flashes, but you get to see the life of it and the full body color. I don't know how to describe it, but
Yeah, it's the right light for most stones, except for opals. Doesn't do good for opals. Give you an idea of the size. Seen a lot of ametrines in my life, but I think this is by far the finest I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of cool cuts. Michael Diver does some great cutting with ametrines, and there's a lot of fantasy cuts that really this material works well for fantasy cutting. But I'll put this one up against any of those. Just it really, really works. It looks better in a smaller picture. So
the hardness of
7.
7.
Yeah. And this stone is a better gem just because it's depth of color. There's a lot of ametrine that's lighter. but just the color and the color separation of the violet and the golden colors. And it's kind of a unique shape. It's going to make a great piece. One that everybody will wonder, what the heck is that? Did I price this one out? Ametrine, $48.66, $24.30 is our price online. With the 15 off, $2,065, $42 a carat. Yeah, it's hard to find the world's finest of anything for $42 a carat. Is that right? I don't think that's wrong. Oh, wrong stone. 2940. 2940 times point. Close, but not quite. 24.99. I don't know. Whatever that figures out to be. 15 off of 29.40. So $24.99. All right, what's up next?
Another hidden gem, Jeffrey.
Hidden gem.
One of my favorites here. This is
This is from Mineral Mike.
yes.
Tell us about this huge rock.
Yeah, this is not quite fist size, but it's still pretty big at 184, almost 185 carats. Sweet crystal, beautiful
Yes.
green color. The termination is amazing, and it's just a big chunk of peridot. But yeah, I don't see them this size too often. I have one other that's about this size, a little bit cleaner, but the terminations on that other one are not as sharp as this one.
This is from Pakistan, where all our faceted material comes from the same source. But these crystals just blow me away. Yeah. There's not too many gems that you can get this fine a crystal out of. And then being a peridot and being this size. If it was clean, cutting that stone. Yeah.
And Michael, for the you have a huge collection of crystals and everything, and I've gotten a few, but you've helped me. The thing I like about crystals as a male, I guess, is I don't wear too much jewelry. I probably should, but you've helped me pick out displays for them because I love displaying them because people come over, they take a look at them. So these what kind of display would somebody put these out if they were gonna start collecting crystals like this?
Well, if you're talking about cabinets, I've just bought some inexpensive places. IKEA, they've got some decent, little shelving that you can put these in. Otherwise, like this one's sitting on some mineral putty. It's just tacky stuff. You can set it like that, or I use a low heat glue gun. If it doesn't sit up vertically and then on an acrylic base. But there are also places that do custom stands that you could send your crystal to, and they'll actually make a custom acrylic base that it'll sit into if you wanted to display it like that. Otherwise, you could lay it on its side and it'll still look great.
Okay.
Yeah, really great crystal. I mean, the etching is naturally in almost all of this material. You don't get that perfect polished surface on these crystals unless somebody polishes them. And that back indent, there was another crystal that sat up against this crystal, and that's what that little indent is there. You can see it's pretty much a perfect indent of another crystal.
And for people that are just joining, or if you like this crystal or anything else you've seen on the show, just go to MoreGems.com. There's the link at the bottom. And you can use, this one's a hidden gem. So you use coupon code DROP25 and you get 25% off. Most of the other non-hidden gems, you can use coupon code FACET. But if you like this one, you can go to MoreGems.com, add it to your cart, add the coupon code DROP25 in checkout, and then you can purchase it. PayPal, we have financing, credit card, so it's all available for you.
So this one, the sale price online is $29.99, and you'll find these and many other crystals on mineralmike.com. And with the 25% off, it's $2,249.
And I guess I should mention, I have a lot of peridot crystals. So if you are into that, you don't want to spend, that much on a single crystal. I have many, many more that are smaller crystals, and everything online right now on Mineral-Mike. Well, every peridot, I should say, is 25% off on mineralmike.com. And you'll see my separate coupon code on that website. So if you are into peridot, you want a natural peridot crystal, I have quite a few on there available. All really cool pieces, terminated and great color.
Yeah, I wish we could find more gems with the quality of these peridots. It's you won't see too many other stones that you can find with these high quality crystal formations in a gem material that's generally pretty rare and valuable. You have a lot of Tanzanites.
Yes, those will be on our
high
Tanzanite
quality
website. Yeah.
But there's not many gems you can find easily. Quartz, of course, but these peridots, again, they're probably the favorite crystals to me of what you have. And you have a few of them. All right, what's next? All right, here's an unusual one. Never seen anything like it before in my life. So this is a green Tanzanite with blue and just kind of multi-colors in it, as Tanzanites are known to do. This would be a natural Tanzanite. Well, we had an interruption. How rude. Somebody bought a stone.
Well,
Okay,
I still want to talk about it, but Phil purchased this stone already.
Which one?
The one you're talking about.
Oh, really?
Sweet. Thanks, Phil.
Let's still talk about it because it is really cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's amazing.
I think I looked at this stone for at least an hour just staring at all the different colors that were in. I just think it's so cool.
Yeah.
And you put this one on Instagram as well, and it looked cool as hell outside too.
Yeah, there's a lot of interest on Instagram on it. We didn't have a price because I hadn't purchased it yet because it was a big parcel of greens, which I ended up buying the whole parcel of greens, and green rough, which will have quite a few greens coming up. But this one is just amazing. I mean, it is what you expect out of a Tanzanite. It's just a different color. All those different colors are just what we see in the natural diesel color ones, but this one is unique. Again, never had anything like it, never seen anything like it. So was just excited to have it. And like Mike said, he pushed me over the edge on it. A lot of money in something that you've never seen before. But it blew him away. And then we listened on Instagram and just everybody thought it was so cool. And of course I got to wonder what it would heat to, which I've heated a couple of small green ones. I bought a parcel of rough. That's cutting 1 to 4 carat stones, and there was some smaller ones, and I heated 2 of them. These are stones that'll cut sub-caraters, and they heated to a pretty remarkable color. It was blue, but it's blue zircon blue, and the other one was just a top quality aqua blue. And this one, I would say, wow. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty amazing. This one would probably go to that brilliant blue zircon blue, which again in Tanzanite, who's seen that? So we'll probably heat a few of these that we're going to cut, because I probably have 30 stones to cut in smaller sizes. And a few of those, it won't be exciting colors, so we'll heat them and see what we get out of them. But there's a stone that I'll miss.
Yeah, show it down on different axes. See if you can see the different colors.
Yeah, Michael took pictures of it, and they're online. This is one that we didn't look at in LED. We have some LED lights that'll, I'm sure, just would make this unreal. I mean, it's kind of unreal now, but when you put it in those multiple strip LEDs, they just can do some amazing things. Just literally unreal, but now it's real because that's where our lighting's going to. Yeah, you could look at this stone for a while and
I did.
just meditate. Yeah, I know you did. Yeah. Wow,
Yeah, just taking it.
it's crazy.
Taking it into different lights is what I was doing, and I mean, you can. It literally.
Did you do it in your showcase lights?
I think I did, yeah, and it was pretty crazy in there. And just incandescent was cool outside in the daylight, but yeah, just taking it all around to all different lights. You see a little bit of different things in each.
Well,
Tom wanted to know, are we going to have more natural color ones like this in smaller sizes that you're going to be cutting?
Well, whether you'll get anything that looks like this one, size always helps. Yes, we're going to have many green ones. I have at least 30 pieces of rough to cut, and because I've never seen the rough these colors, I don't know exactly what they're going to cut. We do have another one on the show later that's a green.
But not quite like this, though.
Well, yeah, if you're expecting something like this again, yeah, we'll hope. Yeah. But there are going to be a lot of unique colors, and I don't know. I just bought the rough, and so I just don't know what it's going to cut. We're going to have a lot of greens, but exactly what they're going to be, I couldn't tell you. So stay tuned.
And Delilah wanted to know, I'm pretty sure you cut this, correct?
No.
No.
Mm.
Okay. This one wasn't cut by you, but it's untreated?
It's untreated.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, may as well go on. That one's a moot point. All right. Here's one of those that was just a nightmare to cut. And so many issues with it, and I just finally assumed this one just ain't gonna work, and put it away for a while and got back to it and finished it up and took it off the top and go, whoa, that's pretty amazing. So what a color. This is the color that you want a peachy pink tourmaline to be. I've had many of them, had some great ones, but this is the color, as I see it, that is what I want in the future. This in a sapphire would be a pot parasha. It would be the ideal pot parasha. And the brilliance, it came out just amazing. Again, step cut. I think this is so underused, the step cut. So you cutters out there, just look at a stone like this and go, why would I cut it any other way? How could I make this more brilliant? And you get the best yields out of step cuts. Because basically you cut the girdle and then just follow it with steps, both top and bottom. You get this kind of brilliance, you get a better yield than you would with any other cut. So that's why 50% of what I'm cutting these days is a step cut. And it's an easier cut to do, particularly for a novice. I think. For me, it's easy. I think it's an easier style. So this one weighs 3.62 carats. There are some inclusions in it. They're tough to see. They were easy to see while I was cutting. I thought they'd be a distraction, but they're definitely not. So this comes from the Congo. Democratic Republic of Congo has been producing material similar to this for maybe the last 10 years. I'm not sure exactly how long it's been producing, but been a while now. Usually they're lighter color. You don't usually get this intense of color in the material. They're all natural, because they are lighter. Most tourmalines, we heat them because they're too dark, and the heating will lighten them up, but these didn't require lightening up. So they are natural color. Weighs 3.62 carats. The appraised price is $1,770. Our online price is $890. And the discounted price is $756, $209 a carat. I could do that. Maybe. Get that straight to the camera. Again, good ring size. And as I look at it in this light, it looks identical to what the picture is online. A little bit pinker than what you're seeing in this light. So that's a great stone and really was a pleasant surprise after a nightmare cutting experience. But you cutters out there, when you're cutting natural material, there are a lot of nightmare experiences. I would say 1 out of 6, 7 stones for me has issues that just you go, oh, you do put it away for a while and come back to it, and hopefully you get success with the tough ones like this one worked out. Sometimes you don't, That's why some people cut synthetics, because they're all clean and you never have problems. It takes a little more talent to cut natural gems that have imperfections and things you got to work around. But when you get a finished product like this, it's all worthwhile. And we had a sale.
Yes. Victoria from California picked up that beautiful Ametrine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I still
can't
knew
believe
you'd
I-
be disappointed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's one that, I could have that forever.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
loves them, but loves to move them too.
Yeah, that's one of those, which there are several stones tonight that I will miss, and especially when you've had them for such a short time, the Ametrine. I don't know when I finished that. It's probably been a couple weeks, but
Yeah, it's an awesome stone.
yeah,
Seriously,
it's awesome. It is awesome. I'll be looking hard for more rough. Like I said, you just can't find the depth of color, and you can't find it that has the color zoning the way that one did, that you can get that split that you got out of that stone. So you'll enjoy it. I appreciate the sale, but I'll miss the stone.
Thank you. It was Victoria.
Thanks. Yeah.
Victoria.
Cool. Thank you, Victoria.
And again, I just wanted to cut in here real quick. If you're enjoying the show, I see there's about 100 people watching right now. 69 likes. Come on. If you can click that little finger
Like
down there, that little thumb.
Yeah, come on. Give
Give
us
us
some
a
help.
thumbs up that you're enjoying the show. Michael wants to see that hit 100 tonight, because then he
Yeah.
he feels good and you can go to bed and
yeah,
sleep through the
Yeah,
night.
I know, yeah.
Otherwise, we don't sleep.
Yep.
You know,
Michael
it's
just
something.
thinks about
Yeah.
how not enough people click that thumb.
And I have to yell at him tomorrow. And
Yep.
I'll just
you
have
know,
to hire out a bot farm. And
Yes.
get somebody
Yeah, we don't
in.
want it to be bots. We want it to be real people. So if you can click that thumb, it's right under the video. And then if you like this video, if you want to see more videos from Steve showing some amazing stones or some education, or you want to be notified of next month's show, just click that little bell to be notified, and you'll get alerts from each time we do a show.
So where do they click if they don't like us?
Don't click that thumb next to it. That's like a mitten. That's a bad mitten. Just
Oh, there is one?
yeah, there is.
Oh, there's a negative?
Yeah, there's none right now. So
Like a negative could still
I
be a
didn't know they
positive, though.
existed.
all right, we jumped up to 81.
All
Almost
right,
there.
all right.
Yeah.
Just give them a hard
Thank you.
time. And yeah,
I might be sleeping tonight.
go, 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 go. Okay, what's next? Let's show them something that makes them want to click it. All right, here's another one of those naturals. Well,
Jeff's back. He's back.
we had another sale.
Got some bad news for you, Steve.
Oh, we
Drew has purchased this stone.
this stone?
But let's talk about it.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Drew. Drew's from he's right in Wisconsin.
Sweet.
Cool.
Thanks, Drew.
Well, this is mostly Michael. This is a little bit of a collaboration because Michael had so much work, I had to help him finish it.
Yes, and well, like you were
But-
talking about earlier, I ran into issues and I didn't have time to sort them out myself.
Yes.
Because it was last night and I had to set up for the show, and it was just something that would have taken me hours. Steve figured it out in about 30 minutes. So
Well, everything worked out because if Michael had have gotten into it, it just, he did the pavilion. The pavilion's the hardest part of the stone. The crown is easy. You know, I just did the easy work, but there was an inclusion in it that looked like it was really going to be a problem. You know, I could see this being a nightmare. So, you know, we wanted to get it on the show, and I jumped in there and I'm going, well, I know this is going to be a problem. You know, and I was a little tired of cutting, but I wanted to get it on the show because we just bought these greens. I wanted to get the greens on because we knew they'd sell. And as I'm cutting it, this inclusion that was in the corner, you know, it was going to make me have to recut the girdle because it was going to go through the girdle. But as I started cutting it, it just magically disappeared. It's like the anti-problem. You know, it was one of those problems you knew was just going to be a nightmare. And then it just did what it should, just went away. And so it cut a clean stone, didn't have a problem. I was able to finish it in less than an hour to get the crown out of the way. And it's one of those stones you just have to remember and go, well, remember that stone as you're cutting the one that's just a nightmare. And this was a stone that just did what it was supposed to do, and everything came out perfect. So this is a 2.20 karat berry and emerald cut Tanzanite. So the pavilion's perfect. Michael did it. The crown, well, it's pretty perfect, but you know, it all worked out, and you know, the cut is really, really brilliant. It's gonna show.
it shows kind of dark in this light.
Yeah, but it's really a beautiful stone. Yeah. In daylight, particularly, it's blue green. I mean, it's just it's its best light. In all lights, it's prettier than what this picture is, but it really came out well. Really happy with the stone, and you'll see it. You'll just love it, and really a rare color. You know, these colors are coming out right now. You know, we've had about 6 or 8 stones in greens over the last year. And I bought this parcel that's going to cut another 20, 30 stones. You know, but, you know, just thrilled to have them. because these are colors that just are typically non-existent.
Sweet collaboration, Steve. Thanks for the help on that.
Yep, I was going to give you all credit for it, but we're totally honest here. And I felt bad jumping in, but you were so stressed about trying to get ready for this show, and I wanted this stone to be on the show. So we finished it, and yeah, it came out great.
Cool. Thanks. And that was Phil?
And again, this is a color.
Drew.
Drew.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks, Drew.
This is a color that, as you'll see in the future, what these heat to, they're just a pretty remarkable blue color, I think. We'll see, because I'll get some of these that are just kind of not really attractive green, and we'll heat them and just see what they come out to. Because like I said, the little ones I did heat came out these unique, different blue colors that, of course, never seen in Tanzanite before. So there is some validity to heating some of these and getting some color that's different. Yeah. All right, next stone. May it sell as quickly. Here's a Montana sapphire. This comes from Rock Creek, so it is a heated sapphire. Most Rock Creek sapphires are heated, not all, of course. This is a stone that kind of changes in different lights, more green and incandescent, and in sunlight it's all blue. It's blue like what you see in the pictures. It's still has a little tint of green, but the sunlight's mostly blue. And like I say, incandescent is kind of that mixed teal blue-green. So you can still see a little bit of the green in it, mostly blue. This is I think this is a 16 mains round brilliant pavilion. And this has actually a Portuguese style crown. Weighs 1.58 carats, VS2 clarity. Appraised value of $28.45. Our online price $19.50. And with the 15% off, it is $1,657, $1,049 a carat. Montana is pretty remarkable lately just because it's become so popular in the trade. It went from a stone that back in the 80s or up till probably 2000 was not very popular, not very saleable. The blues like this are what people were expecting, but the blue greens and the greens were not popular colors in sapphire. People wanted to expect sapphire to be blue, so those colors weren't saleable. But the whole market has changed now. People interested in the teal colors. I'll show them a blue stone like this. Goes, oh, you got anything that's teal? It's just totally opposite of what it used to be. But that mix of blue and green, which just has some of the green, has become quite popular with Montana, and Montana has just become one of the most popular gems in the business. I did go through the price on this. Yeah. And here, picture on the finger. And these have been particularly popular for engagement rings, and rightfully so. They're extremely hard stone, which makes them wearable over a long period of time. Where things like Tanzanite you put in an engagement ring, in 10 years you're going to need to refacet the crown on the stone because you've scratched it up. But the sapphire will maintain its beauty much, much longer. Next hardest to diamond. In Montana, you can see we have a video of our trip to Rock Creek, I think. So
It's to El Dorado Bar.
El Dorado Bar. Didn't we do a video of Rock Creek?
I don't know if I ever posted the one with Rock Creek
Okay.
other than on the live stream.
Okay. We did a really great tour, a 5-hour tour of Rock Creek.
It was
mining.
awesome.
Yeah, it was
I really
awesome.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll post that to the chat if anybody wants to watch it after the show.
Okay. Yeah. Don't leave the show to watch it. It'll be around forever. Okay. Moving on. All right. Our next multi-drop.
Jeffrey, we got the multi-drop. So this is, if you weren't here earlier, we had one multi-gem drop earlier that we normally only drop one gem at a time of these hidden gems that are 25% off. But these stones are amazing stones that, didn't sell in the past on previous shows. And this show, we are upping the discount from 15% to 25%. So it looks like in these 6 stones, 4 of them are some seriously top quality Peridots, and then a tourmaline and an Ametrine, which some great
16 a
stuff.
carat Peridot, or 16 carat, really nice Trilliant. This is kind of a unusual kind of emerald. It is emerald cut, but bigger corners on it. And the square cut that's upside down in there. And a long pose bar tourmaline. And a very large Ametrine.
And now all those stones are live. So if you go to MoreGems.com and go to the collection with all of our stones from tonight, big bar across, a lot of messaging, can't miss it. But if you're already there, just hit refresh and all these new stones will be added. And the coupon code to use at checkout is DROP25, and that'll take 25% off the listed price.
See if you can put something in front of that camera to block it and then get you back to focus. There you go.
It's good. All right.
So yeah, don't miss out on those. Really check out those Peridots because they're. I was looking at them in person, and there's those minty green ones are really cool. The Trilliant and that barbed cushion.
Yeah, those are tough to get. Yeah, they're strongly to the blue, light, bright colors. Always been my favorite in the Peridots. And you don't see them often, particularly clean. They usually have dark needles. What's that material? Ludwigite.
Yes, Ludwigite.
Is typical in them. The Ludwigite, there may be some in these because it's usually always in them, but it doesn't show up well. And I talked about a big Peridot I cut 77 carat, and it had Ludwigite all through it. And I'm cutting this stone just figuring, well, this is a waste of time. I'm going to end up with a stone that's all you could see is the whatever. And actually, it was a remarkable stone. My biggest investor, a guy that he bought 5 carat blue diamonds, and he bought it and he said, this is my favorite stone in my entire collection. And boy, he had a collection, it was a museum quality collection. And this 77 carat Peridot was his favorite. So, all right, moving on. All right, here is one of the few stones in here we didn't cut. There are a few, but this is one that I didn't cut. And I looked at the cut and thought maybe I cut it until I looked at the polish and said, well, I got to repolish that. So we have a sale.
Yes. So the good thing is, everybody that's watching, these aren't the only stones we have. There's a lot of other stones across our website. And Michael just purchased the Aquamarine Brilliant Emerald Cut 18.25 carat. Don't believe it's on the show tonight, but he found one elsewhere on the site. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah. So thank you, Michael.
Sweet. Thanks, Michael.
That was from the last show, maybe.
Could have
Is
been.
that what
It
it
looks
was?
familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lighter color.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great stone. Yeah, that I bought from a customer that came in, and she had a bunch of stuff. I said, yeah, not really anything interesting. I started looking at the aqua. I go, really a terrible cut on it, just shallow and but big. And I go, maybe I can recut this. So I made her an offer and bought the stone, recut it, and that's what I ended up with. And very, very pleased and happy I bought it. So recutting sometimes works well.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. All right. So this is could be called a purple garnet, I suppose. Yeah, it's pretty purple. It's not what I bought it as. It's from Mahenge, and it's not typically where we get purple garnets. But this one definitely would class as a purple garnet. And as I looked at this, I thought I had to have cut it because it's got a faceted girdle. And so rare do you ever see stones from overseas that have faceted girdles, almost never. Because I think in Europe, a faceted girdle is not what they want. They think it's a negative. So I'm not sure the reasoning, other than maybe a setting issue, whereas a sharp edges on a girdle can, they think, be more of an issue with setting. But we don't find it that way. But so that's why I thought maybe I cut this, and then I looked at the polish on the table, which was not completely finished, and I thought, no, that's not my cutting. Although the quality of the cutting is there, why they didn't finish up the table as well. Somebody just didn't see the issue. So I repolished the table, and it looks like something I cut, But great stone and great color, from Mahenge in Tanzania, which we hope to see more material from there, but so little coming out of Mahenge anymore. It really changed the entire business because of the colors that were coming out of there were so different than anything ever before. So this one weighs 3.28 carats. The appraised price is $1,250. $540 is our online price. And with the 15% off, it is $459 or $140 a carat. Which for purple garnets, purple garnets this size, typically $300 a carat, definitely $200 plus. Yeah.
And Max would like to see it on the new name was, well, this isn't by Max, but another visitor, Pamela Anderson. That's kind of creative.
Yes.
Pamela Anderson.
Pamela Henderson.
But Max would like to see that on my hand.
All right. It's a really great size for a ring. And, the pear shape's tough to cut and get life at the tip of the stone. And this has really good life at the tip, which in a deep color stone as this is, that's a really tough thing to do. And I probably should look at the faceting and see how that worked. Because that's an issue all cutters have. That's why, unless it's a light stone, typically I don't cut pear shapes, just because of that issue of the tip getting dark. Okay, Mike, next stone. All right, another one Michael cut.
So this one,
Yeah, tell us about this, Michael.
it was actually one of my crystals, and I when I had bought it, I looked at it. It wasn't the best crystal, but I did buy it, just in case somebody, that was on the show wanted to facet a stone or have a piece of rough. But that never came, so I figured, well, I'm cutting now, so I'm gonna try and cut one of these crystals up, and this is what it turned into.
And a nice one. Another one that minty blue green. Yeah, yeah. You can. There's a Ludwigite.
Yes, you can kind of see
yeah.
those kind of needle-like crystals going across.
Yeah, but in person, in the video they show up, and in person it's very very difficult, if at all you can see them. It's a nice cut. Did a great job, and look at those meats. They're really probably perfect. I hate to say
I don't know
perfect
about
about
that.
anything, but they're Michael quality. And again, step cut just works. This stone weighs 4 carat, and you had 2 stones about 4 carats that you cut this week.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
other was, the
it's
garnet
weird.
was
Yeah, it was,
just over 4 carat,
yep.
and this one's 4 on the head. So this appraised value on this one, $1,320. $590 is our price online, and 501 with the 15% off. Which is $125 a carat, which for a 4 carat peridot is very inexpensive. And that's much to do with, he bought it as a so crystal, but there was facet grade material in it, so he was in the material inexpensively. And you can kind of see the blue green this has in it, which to me is the best of the peridot, but a lot of people expect a different color out of peridot, so not everybody loves this color, but it looks like Marilani mint garnet, and a 4 carat Marilani mint garnet is a $10,000 stone. Nice job, Mike.
Thanks, Steve. You want to show it on that hand? Give him a little size reference.
And on the right finger and straight. Anyway. Again, good size for a ring, unique shape of stone. Just make a lovely piece. Peridot, August birthstone. And we have a sale.
We do. Martha from Texas picked up the pear-shaped garnet.
Oh, cool.
Thank you,
All right.
Martha.
Thank you, Martha.
Sweet. Thank you, Martha. Nice stone.
Those purple,
Oh,
violety, dark reds always sell.
Yeah, I
don't
wonder
they?
if those would look good together. I don't know. That's us. I don't know. It's almost shocking, the 2 colors together. Yeah, but it's amazing color combinations. Things that I think are going to be horrible. Just you put them together and they go, wow, that's a unique and interesting combination. They sell. Which is something we need to work on, because everything we do in color combinations sells quickly. It's just hard to get enough together. All right, next stone is another deal of the day, and quite a deal it is.
A hidden gem.
Yeah, this stone I just bought, didn't cut it, but the color really is second to none.
And I know that this said it was the final hidden gem, but just to keep you on your toes, we do still have one more hidden gem after this one. It's a hidden gem.
Okay, and for people, I know a lot of you are still watching. To see this hidden gem, you need to go to MoreGems.com. Go to the page with all the gemstones in it. You should display. If you're already there, just hit the refresh and that new gem will show up now.
So this one weighs 11.37 carats. What makes it special is amazing red flash.
You hear that,
Just
Jeffrey?
everywhere.
Writing up a new description right now, talking about red flash.
Amazing red flash cushion
Yeah,
Tanzanite.
did you want me to do a talk on red flash? And
I
said,
did.
No,
I'm waiting for it.
I'm not doing it.
You guys need to
Let's don't
make some-
promote something that I can't generally sell. But this one has it. I mean, this has everything. The color of this stone is fabulous. I mean, it gets a rating of 975 out of 1,000. There may be 2-3 stones with that kind of rating on the website currently. The depth of color on this material is right. It's high clarity. And just the bonus of the amount of red flash that's in it. It's really a special stone. Let's see what it looks like in here. I mean, you can, let's clean it off. You can't typically see red flash in this camera, but it's going to show us a little bit. It'll usually look purple, but you get this stone in the right light and it's just red flash everywhere. And the depth of color is deeper than what it looks on here. We've got the lighting set a little bit lighter, show the darker stones, but But trust me, this is as much red flash as you're going to see in any gem. So this appraised value $14,960. Our online price $85.30, and with the 25% off, it's $63.97, $563 a carat. Yeah, so very nice cutting, well polished. All the things it takes to get to a 975 rating.
Steve, you want to show that one on a hand? Give them
Yep.
a size reference. You can actually kind of see the red flash in that. In that light, I could see it.
Good, yeah. Well, it's so prominent. And the color on this is blue violet exceptional, and I'm sure it's kind of a close mix, 40% blue, 60% violet, which to me is definitely in the range of the finest Tanzanites. All right, next gem. Yeah, sure.
Delilah wanted to know if this is considered a step cut or not.
It's a Portuguese style pavilion and a brilliant style crown. So it's, Portuguese is a little like a step cut. It's the same kind of idea, but the facets kind of stagger rather than being stacked. Each row is just off a little bit and makes triangular, or makes not triangular, makes kind of diamond shaped facets rather than square facets. So it's the most common style of cutting overseas. that mix of brilliant crown and Portuguese style pavilion. Probably 90% of Tanzanites cut that way. Cut that works well, and they're going to stick with it. All right, moving on. All right, we got to thank Nancy for this one. This I gave my wife many years ago. I don't know how many, 10 at least, because Tanzanites with this lavender pink, or Tanzanites, amethyst with this lavender pink color I have not seen in 10 years or more. I don't know. Maybe Nancy, if is Nancy chatting? Probably not. She was chatting? Really? You remember how long ago I gave you this stone? I'm not sure. I know it's been a long time because I haven't seen this kind of rough on the market for many years. You see pinkish rose color amethyst or quartz, rose quartz, but all of it's hazy. You just don't see the lavender color like this and being totally transparent. Again, I haven't seen it in many years since I cut this stone. I know I bought a parcel then, and you just don't see this kind of color in quartz anymore. So came out of Brazil. This one weighs just under 40 carats. And my wife returned it because she has so many pink stones. I've given her tourmalines and kunzite. I don't know exactly what I've given her, but she said she had enough. So glad to take it back and have it for the show because it is a beautiful stone. The cutting is great on it, and again, it's all step cut. Even back then, I was cutting step cuts quite often. So the appraised price $28.50, $16.90 is our price online, and with the 15% off, it's $1,436. No, that's probably not right. $16.90 is it? $1,436. That weighs 40, so it's about $36 a carat. So just currently a very unique color in a quartz. Much like a kunzite. But a stone with greater durability. So again, the step cut really works for brilliance.
Somebody asked, is the girdle faceted on that one?
Yep. Yes. Yes. I was going to say I couldn't see it, but I can't imagine. I don't know I've ever cut a stone without a faceted girdle.
So this is a stone from the vault from the past.
Yep.
Blast from the past here.
And this is something, if I could find rough like this, I'd buy all I could get. Getting this color, there's not many gems that produce this color, and they're all more expensive.
So would this be considered the Rose de France, or not quite?
No, Rose de France is still more purple. It's pink amethyst, and I'm sticking to it. Probably not a term you hear because it's just not a material that's available. All my time in business, I only saw it that one time and really haven't seen it ever again. I say you see sleepy material, but just not totally transparent like this. All right, up next.
It's the hidden gem.
The final hidden gem.
Hidden gem, Jeffrey.
Well, we shouldn't tell them it's the final one.
Well, yeah, there
There
could
may
be
another hidden gem.
No, there isn't though.
All right, again, with this hidden gem, all you got to do is, if you're already on the page with all the stones, just hit refresh. It'll be there. Otherwise, if you're new, just go to MoreGems.com, click on that green banner, and it'll take you to this page along with all the hidden gems.
So these are the colors that Mahenge produced that never existed before. These light pink colors like this have never been in the market before Mahenge. And I should not ever say never, because there's always that strange tone. But this was some of the colors that came out of Mahenge. Maybe it's been 8 years ago. That really had never been seen in garnets before. And it's really what changed the interest in garnets and made the price of garnets go up so quickly, was all these new bright colors. Garnet typically has the issue that it's overly dark, and Mahenge just produced very, very light colors that we just hadn't seen before. And this is really a really good example of it. There's just a little hint of peach to the stone.
It's got some beautiful dispersion too, I can see.
Yeah. And this, for material for this type of garnet, is a pretty large stone. They just don't come typically bigger than 2-3 carats. So this stone, the appraised value of $3,980. $2,990 is our price online, and with the 25% off, this stone is $2,242 or $507 a carat. The material from Mahenge is pretty much dropped out of existence. Almost nothing available these days. Hopefully that'll change, and hopefully when we get to Tanzania, which Mahenge is in Tanzania, hopefully we find more material. The colors that came out of Mahenge range from this to a much more peach, more typical of Malaya garnet. But pretty incredible colors.
You show that on a hand.
Whoop.
Nice size.
Yeah. And I'm thinking this is probably the last stone I have in this color range. We did buy quite a few last year. And this one just kind of showed up in one of the boxes, and didn't know I still owned it, but really, really special color. I've been heavily into garnets for many, many years. It's been one of my favorite of gems. Malaya garnet, by far my favorite gem, typically more peach color. But this color is, special just because it's a color that up to that time I'd never seen it before in garnet. This is more typical what you might see, particularly from Mahenge, the spinels from that source, which those spinels also went up dramatically in price. Spinel of this kind of color in the 4 carat size, probably now 3,000 a carat and more. Yeah. Next up, Ah, another fancy green Tanzanite. This is from the new parcel that I purchased. This is a 3.91 carat. Appraise value on this, which is based more on blues, although this has much, much higher rarity than anything blue. There is no pricing guide for green Tanzanite. You know, it's just so rare that, there's no basis for pricing. So I pretty much use blue, comparable blues, and puts us at $42.90 as an appraised price. $29.25 is our online price, and this green Tanzanite is $24.86 or $635 a carat.
And this is natural and unheated.
This is natural unheated.
We're thinking, though, if we heat that, it'll turn something special, maybe.
It's special, yeah.
And we're going to save that special for...
Yeah, it's tempting.
Yeah.
What I saw from what I just heated, you know, we will heat some just to see just what the heck they look like. Because, again, they were a color pretty much non-existent in Tanzanite, just because these greens are so rare anyway, you know, and then saleable as a green, so why would anybody heat them? But what my first experiment in heating did just told me that there's something special in heated stones too. So if we get one that's just not quite, you know, it's slightly ugly, we're going to throw it in the oven and see just what we get out of it. But I think the prettier they are in green, probably the prettier they are going to be in heated also.
Put that on the finger sweep.
I have a hard time with this. Don't know what else to say about that stone other than rare and unusual.
And it's actually
And
it's a
very
very
pretty,
nice green.
very pretty green.
Yeah.
All right, up next, Montana sapphire of pretty unusual size. Getting a 3-carat Montana is not easy. So this again comes from Rock Creek. 3.23 carats. It's a Berrien style emerald cut, like we've seen several this show. It's really good life. Unique and attractive color. And that mix of blue and green. Praise price on this of $99.60. Our online price $58.30, and with the 15% off, the stone is $49.55 or $1,535 a carat. So like I say, it's pretty unusual to get stones 3-carat larger out of Montana material.
was kind of funny because, an old friend of mine, Michelle, I haven't spoken to in forever, but she messaged me through Facebook when she was in Montana, and she was, wanted some kind of stone as a memory there. And she contacted us saying if we ever were there, had Montana sapphires. So showed her our selection, and she ended up purchasing a stone from us. So that was cool.
Yeah, yeah. Hadn't seen her for a long time.
Yeah, that's back when I was, 12, 13?
Yes.
Girl from the block. Yeah, neighbor over. Yep.
All right. Next up is another Ametrine. This one not quite so intense a color. After cutting that really deep one, I wasn't sure what to think about this one, but my wife looked at it and got so excited that I go, wow, I guess it is a pretty stone. And afterwards, I agreed. It's not the same stone, but just still has its own beauty and unique character that is Ametrine's alone. Again, a mix, but separation of the color. So a pretty unique and beautiful stone on its own. This one, let's see, there we go.
And just to be clear, these are all natural. These have not been heated.
Yes.
I know some people online have, they've come up and they said, "Oh no, they're that's not natural. That's been treated."
Yes, and we heard. I'm glad you brought that up because I have an interesting story about that. We heard that for years. Did you have something else to say? I'm sorry.
No, that was it. That was
Okay.
just it's a debate I've heard. People have,
Yes.
they've commented, "Oh, that's got to be treated." And as far as I know, and from our, trusted suppliers, that these are natural.
Well, and that I've been cutting this material and buying this material since my first time in business. Back in the '80s. And, that was always the story. They're heat treating it, they're radiating it, and a friend, Mike Romanella, he was spending time in Brazil and he was diamond mining in Brazil. And after the second gunfight he was in, he decided that mining diamonds probably wasn't for him. I don't think he was direct in the gunfight, but there was gunfire at the mines, people, trying to steal goods, or I don't know exactly what happened, but he quit the diamond mining. And I know, he went to Bolivia and went to the mines. And when he told me the stories, of seeing the material, the bicolor material in the mines, then I knew what the truth was. Somebody I trusted and had actually been to the site and seen the material, right in the mine. So I then knew for sure that there was no question about it, that this material was natural. And we know a few other people that we know, and one we buy Ametrine from, that has actually been to the mines also. And it's quite the trip to get back to the mines. I mean, it's a day. I don't know exact amount of time, but it's a very long trip up the river to get to the mines. And these people have actually been there and seen it, and they're people we trust. So we know these are natural material. There are synthetics that are manufactured in Russia, but no treatment involved to get these colors. So like I say, this one actually works real well, splitting the colors. You get both the purple and the violets out of them. This one weighs 35.49 carats. Appraised value of $2,800 and $2,485. Our online price of $1,240, and with the 15% off, it's $1,050 or $30 a carat.
Yeah. How many rows on the pavilion?
3, I think, on this one. Did I put 4? I put, no, it's 3. Typically I'm 3. Occasionally on big stones I'll put 4. And it's only 3. Yeah. I'm sure I thought about 4 in this because it was deep material, but, you know, 3 is typically going to work as well as 4. Less work involved, so it's got 3. So another sale.
Yep. Looks like Phil swooped up this stone as well.
Oh, the Ametrine.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Sweet.
Cool.
Thanks, Phil.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, nice
yeah,
stone.
Yeah, it works real well. And it's pretty much near perfect. Yeah. And you know, the bigger the stone, often it's easier to get perfection. You know, a lot more material to work with, and you know, it's harder to overcut. You know, that's where you run into issues. You overcut a facet, and then you have to recut all that row to make it right. You know, so the bigger it is, the slower it moves, and the easier it is to get things perfect.
Kind of got a little spot here. Let's see. Let's see. T. Higgs wants to know, can you show that Montana that you just had on the hand?
Sure.
Again, if anybody's got any questions, just let us know. If they want to see an old stone, let us know. Post in the chat and Steve will gladly answer. And sapphire, you said, was one of the hardest, so no problem on rings or pendants or anything.
Yeah, it's 9 hardness. So in general, the next hardest to diamond.
A couple questions from Max. Max wants to know, do you ever work with pearls in settings? I know we don't have any pearls on the show, but do we do that often?
Well, we have. Yeah, it's not common. I'm not big into pearls. I mean, they're available, and you know, I can't facet them. Although I've seen faceted pearls, you know, but so we're just not big into it, you know. And there's limited how you can set them. They're usually set on a post with glue, you know, which is not generally the jeweler's ideal way of setting. Otherwise, you gotta put long prongs on them that wrap at least more than half around the pearl, which is not attractive. So, you know, does that make sense?
Yep. Another question you had was the Mahenge garnet from earlier. Why is it so much pricier than purple garnet?
Well, if you had a 4-carat purple garnet, it'd be as expensive because purple garnet doesn't come that big typically either, you know. So the size would make them very close in price. But that color and Mahenge just demanded high prices. You know, the market said, I'll pay it. And so that's what happened. You know, the purple garnet, though, but if you look at a 4-carat purple garnet, I'll bet cheapest for a really top stone is going to be 400 a carat. I'm not sure if I've ever had a 4-carat. 3-caraters, yes, but they get dark too quick. Is the problem with purple garnet. So that's the benefit of that Malaya, is not over dark. I mean, definitely light for garnets. And the name Mahenge with a stone just made the industry say, I'll pay it. So,
Okay.
just like Savorite. I mean, let's go to Savorite and say a 4-carat for 3,000, 4,000 a carat. So, or the Malaya, the other Malaya, the peach Malaya is definitely 4 carat it's 500 a carat, and occasionally more. So it's one of the situations where go find another one. Good luck. Particularly now, it's just very, very tough material to get. Suppliers that I got those from, nothing. They don't have anything that is anything of size. Probably even 1-2 carat stones. They don't have anything right now. Okay, next stone. Next stone is a Portuguese round Rhodolite. Distinguished from the Umbalite, a little bit darker, but still a beautiful color. Linda Terry cut this stone. And again, did a beautiful job. This Rhodolite weighs 5.89 carats in a Portuguese round. Again, Portuguese round, definitely are best selling. Lighting for this stone, not ideal. Accuracy of what's online is much more accurate color-wise. But just very lively stone way. That smaller picture is always better, Mike. Just the resolution, or
Yeah, it could be used tighter.
yeah. So this one, let's entertain the sold stone. And what would that be?
Kim has purchased the stone from Missouri.
Okay. Right.
Thank you, Kim.
Cool. Thanks, Kim.
Okay. And again, as I've said throughout the shows for the last year, this is the gem worth buying now. This is the stone that is available at a good price. You compare this price to any other garnet, and it's half the price of almost any other color in garnet. So it's what's available now. And over the years, this material has generally not been available. So it is the time to buy this material. And if I didn't have so much, I'd probably be out trying to buy more. And logically, in Tanzania, if we see material, I will buy whatever's available, because it's one of those stones that is here today. And, it's just not going to be that situation for a long period of time, is how I've always seen it. So it is the right material to buy, and thanks for the purchase. And our next stone is a lovely Asher cut Tanzanite. Asher cut is maybe the technical Asher may have some slight differences from this, but basically it's a step cut square is the idea of an Asher cut. And this again is another beautiful stone, and another one that shows red flash. This has really
Jeffrey, red flash.
really.
Come on, Jeffrey.
Gems and red flash.
I'm going to
flash.
ruin all you customers for anything other than red flash, but there's only a few hundred of you, so I haven't ruined the entire market. And they do come up, and they come up more in the last 5, 6, 7 years than they've been available ever. Red flash is more available now, but still extremely rare. And this has dramatic red flash. What you see in this style of cut is the entire long facet of these stones flashing red, which is a little different than seeing the little sparkles of small facets, but it's still a beautiful look in Tanzanites. So again, this color is more intense than this, and you can see what those that look violet in this, when you see that long flash of violet, that's actually a red flash when you see it in person. You can see that one just to one side, just off the culet. So this another really special color. Red flash, high clarity, high grading, 970 out of 1,000. These stones I just bought, didn't cut them, just bought this material. So this appraised price is $9,600 on the stone. $49.90 is our online price, and the 15% off with the coupon code FACET is $4,241 or $535 a carat.
Show it on the hand.
Sure. So another exceptional Tanzanite. And, Tanzanite, in the last 6 months, my suppliers have made me a little nervous with some of their comments. And I have some worry about the future availability, because they're talking of their suppliers moving to other stones, which to me indicates that the availability to them is not as great. And I've had a little bit more difficult time buying particularly small calibrated goods, which, my suppliers in India they're really great at doing the smaller goods, but it's gotten more difficult. And so part of the reason for us not going to Bangkok, which we talked about to some of the shows in Hong Kong, was my fear that our most important stone, which is Tanzanite, will become more difficult to get through India. So I want to re-secure my suppliers in Tanzania and develop a few more. So that's the purpose of this trip to Tanzania. Because Tanzanite is 50% of our business, and we'd like it to keep up that way. So.
Got a sale there. Yeah, Steve's
Oh,
been ignoring the
sorry,
sale.
I'm sleeping here.
Yeah. I think Janet's from Pennsylvania. She purchased that super blue topaz.
Oh, cool.
20 carat.
Yeah.
That's a really cool stone.
That's a
Awesome
great
color.
stone.
Great brilliance.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
No, it's a stone I should cut more. I just don't have time, and it's not, my profit on a blue topaz like this compared to a Tanzanite I could cut in the same amount of time. That's the issue. Or I'd cut more blue topaz because they cut remarkable gems. I mean, there's nothing more beautiful than a finely cut blue topaz, in the entire industry. There isn't anything more beautiful, but the price per carat is restrictive for me. If I could get $100 a carat, then it'd become more worthwhile cutting, but just not where the market's at. So
What was the hardness of Tanzanite?
is 6.5 to 7. All right, up next is a match pair of Portuguese round amethysts. These were cut at completely different times. I just happened to have them close by each other. I go, wow, those almost look like they match. And they're not a perfect match. If you look at the tables, they're a little different size. They are the same cut. They're both Portuguese rounds. Linda Thierry did one. Marcia Tokarski, who used to cut for us, cut the other. So one is several years old and actually was on layaway for somebody, and had been on layaway for many years because Marcia hasn't been around to cut for us for quite a few years. So it came out of layaway, and I just, like I said, put them together, and they made a match pair Again, not perfect match pair, pretty much just the table size is the difference. But the colors are the same. Two different sources totally, one from Uruguay and the other from the new supply out of Brazil. But pretty much a pretty darn good match color-wise. In the look, particularly for earrings or a pendant and a ring, nobody's going to notice that table size difference. A top color amethyst, total weight of 14.90 carats. Appraised price $1,643. Our online price $880, and with the 15% off, $748 a carat. So $50 a carat on these fine amethysts. Top color, top cut. And not something you're going to see often is a match pair of Portuguese round amethyst.
Earrings are like a pendant and a ring.
Yeah, either. I mean, some people do drop earrings this size. They're too deep a cut for earrings on posts, as studs. But you could do drop earrings and definitely pendant and a ring. They don't, they're about 7 carats a piece.
Max was wondering, how do you remember who cut these stones? Little tiny signatures.
Fortunately, I keep better notes these days. Otherwise, I wouldn't remember in this case.
You couldn't tell a stone that you cut from like 10 years ago.
Do
Do you remember every stone that you cut? Like, if
there was a day.
Yeah.
There was a day when I was younger and didn't have so many stones that I knew every stone in my inventory.
I know every stone I cut.
Yeah, it's easy when it's 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, and I would recognize most of the stones I ever cut. That's probably an exaggeration. I've cut way too many stones, so it's in the thousands these days. So, and my memory's a little more limited than it used to be. So.
And we hit Michael. Michael can sleep tonight. We hit 100 thumbs ups on our video.
All right.
Oh, thank you, everyone. I thought I was going to be really
Thanks.
tired tonight.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning would have been rough.
If you just joined us, if you can click that little thumb below the video, let's go above 100. And if you want to be notified of more videos in our next shows, just click that little bell.
Must have been all my friends. I was texting everybody to hop on there and give that thumbs up. So thanks, guys, for joining. You
appreciate
It's
it.
kind of like a bot, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Here's a few things I didn't show. Here's something. I was going to cut this for this show, but I didn't quite get around to it. Yeah. This is a big Congo tourmaline. I'm not even sure what this weighs, but it's a heavy one.
Yeah, Steve-O was serious too. Bigelow's, he just sent me a picture. He's watching on TV. So.
Is he?
Yeah. What's up,
Hi,
Bigelow?
Matt. Yeah, Matt went with me to Tanzania. He's the last person I took over there.
Absolutely amazing pictures.
Yes, Matt's a great photographer, and it really made the trip having his photography.
Those were like professional, like National Geographic stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, if you want to see some of the photos he took, if you go to our other website, TanzaniteJewelryDesigns.com, and we have a blog in there, and there is, or if you just search probably Steve Moriarty Tanzania, it'll take you to kind of a recap of their trip, and you can see some of the amazing pictures that he took.
And this is one of the Rhodolite garnets. And we had another sale.
Yes, the 2 amethysts.
Oh, cool.
Sold to Mark in Montana.
All right, Mark.
Cool. Thanks, Mark.
Have you been sapphire mining, Mark? If you haven't, you should go. I think we have videos on YouTube about the sapphire mining that'll help you get there and find some sapphires. All right, what's next?
That was it.
That was it.
What about, don't we have one more stone? We got the oval savorite garnet? No?
That one is just a little bonus there.
Ah,
I told
okay.
Steve 30 stones is too many. So
Well,
yeah.
I could show it. I got
go ahead
nothing
and
else
show
to
it.
show.
Might as well. We're all here, having a good time. I hit my 100 likes. I can go to sleep tonight, happy.
And Steve, Jeremy from JDH Studios.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you got time right after you're done showing the stone. He sent 2 videos. He wanted your thoughts on it. I brought it over to you to look at. Is that something you could do?
What am I supposed to do?
He cut a couple stones.
Yeah, of course. So here's this savorite that didn't quite make the show because Michael said we had too much. But this is really beautiful stone, and this camera is not set up on a setting for green, and even the setting for green doesn't do savorite well because this is just a top color savorite. It's bright, it's clean, it's got the right color. There's no yellow in it that you see. And we can get it a little better. What is it? P?
Yeah. That's any better.
Well, yeah, it helped, but it's still, as I've said, all these shows, greens just is not in this camera's ability to reproduce these savorite greens or emerald greens. It just does not do them justice. This is just a really, really top savorite. The stone praised at $61.88, $44.20 is our online price. So this is available on the line on the show, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the picture online looks amazing.
Yeah, it's better.
Yep.
And I'll bet it's better than even that picture. So it's 3,500 basically for the stone, and it weighs 221. But the cutting is just superb, and which gives you that brilliance that you see. So this also comes from Tanzania, comes from Kenya too, which we're debating whether to go across the border from Arusha into Voi, which is in Kenya. And that's where much of the savorite is from. Savorite originally discovered in Tanzania by Campbell Bridges. He was kicked out of the country, went across the border into the Voi area, and rediscovered another deposit of savorite garnet there, which is kind of an amazing story. Go from one country into the next and find the same gem that you discovered. He discovered the material in Tanzania and went across the border, and the family is still mining savorite in Kenya. So, great stone. And I guess that's it for us tonight.
Can you take a look? Can you take a look at these cuts? Yes.
I can do it now.
I got it on my phone, so we can try to do it that way. Or can you do it now, or you want to wait till you kind of wanted to see what you thought because he's watching the show tonight.
He's been watching. Yeah, give him a look. Give it a look.
Okay.
Can you bring the phone to
Yep.
me?
In the meantime, if you do have any other questions, just post them.
Yeah. Not that judging cuts from pictures is easy. It's not possible, but.
So he's got a Harlequin opal and another one that he named a facet off of you.
So let me see. Download the first one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. And faceted opals are great, you know. Yeah, it's, as I said, it's not easy to really judge, particularly opals from a picture, but it looks great. You know, I think you did a great job, and you know, and just that fully faceted crown on the opal always works well. So it looks really nice. You know, that's best I can tell you. It's
And one more.
yeah. Again, it looks nice. Difficult pictured in the container it's in, and just getting a picture of opal, you know, makes it very difficult. But you know, they look great, and I think you have the talent to do it, and you should keep it up, of course. You know, so I appreciate
one-
the dedication, and
Calls
you
that
know.
one the Moriarty drop.
All right. No, that's cool. Thanks so much, and appreciate you sending the pictures, and send me more as you do more. And you know, and if you ever get a chance to come into the store and where I can actually see them in person, then it's a lot easier to judge. And not that I want to judge you, but a lot easier to appreciate what you've done. So thanks for sending them though.
So yeah, I don't know if anybody's else. I don't know if I see any other questions coming through. But also for whoever's sticking around, thanks for being a trooper. Thanks for the thumbs ups and the shares. We always appreciate that. I think next month we may be doing something a little different. It's still up in the air. We've been talking because we're going to be on vacation. You know, the first Wednesday of the month next month in September. So we may do a pre-recorded show. It'll still be set up similar to this. We just won't be live, so we won't have the interaction back and forth. We'll still probably do the same discounts. It's still up in the air, but just expect a show that'll be yeah, what do they call it?
Yeah.
It's a premiere, so we'll be premiering the show. So you'll still be able to do the chat, and we may have somebody actually being able to respond to you, but stay tuned for that. So I'm
Yeah,
still
we'll
thinking
see.
about it.
Yeah, yeah, it's a tough month. We got 10 days of vacation, and we then go to Africa. So we'll see if we can squeeze it in. Hopefully. Yeah, yeah, we'd like to.
We'll have some new stuff for him.
Yeah, yeah. Like to move some things before we go to Africa and have a little more money to spend. If we get so lucky to find goods, you know, often these trips, you know, it's not whether you have enough money to spend, it's whether there's enough to spend your money on. You know, sometimes they're really lucky, and sometimes, you know, it's hard to find enough goods to make the trip almost worthwhile. So kind of a crapshoot with each trip. You know, just depends just how mining's been going, and you know, time will tell. And we'll hope for a great trip. If nothing else, we'll learn a lot and have some great pictures to share. So. All right, folks. Remember, shop online at MoreGems.com. We want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for alerts when we go live. Also, check out the video links at the bottom of the stream. And that's going to do it for us today. Keep on gemming.